You are 100%. You're still muted.
I'm not even using the right camera.
And I, for the second week in a row, noticed you're muted and yelled muted into a muted mic.
I heard you say muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard you say muted as well. Yeah, there we go. Well, while I fix my camera, I'll redo my spiel all over again. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the #morning #wrestling #talk show. This is the Brunch Gimmick here on Love Wrestling. Thank you very much for making it to our YouTube premiere of the show. This is good. This is exciting. As Lawrence succinctly put, we have been drafted to the red brand. Excellent comment, Lawrence.
Yeah. I was
How are we,
hoping
friends?
to be drafted to WCW. A new WCW that had been promised for years. And I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Is that a Danhausen mug?
It is a Danhausen mug. I got it for Christmas.
I need a picture of that. We're going to have to add it to the pre-show.
Okay.
Beautiful. And what are you drinking this morning, Blair?
I am having a room temperature Coke Zero.
A room? That sounds very still.
Yeah.
Jeez. Look at this guy. He's almost too good to...
Somebody forgot to put it in the fridge, so sucker.
I want to say hi to everyone who's joining us in the chat. Who we got here? We've got Pluggo saying brunch team assemble. We've got Spencer saying hello. Alliance Gold. Tim, one of our friends who's always supporting the NWA. Ophelia, you're absolutely right. Chaos already. JPJ, good afternoon to you as well. Spencer pointed out that that's not a brunch drink, Blair. And Bebe's kind of echoing that sentiment as well.
I've had one cup of coffee in my entire life, so...
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'll have to try to find more brunch-appropriate beverages. I'll start crushing mimosas.
There you go. That's the spirit. I went to a restaurant. Like the reason I wasn't here last week, I went to a shoot brunch, and there was bottomless mimosas. That was just actually Spencer can attest to that. I left him some messages about the progress of various projects that needed to be done and how I was not finishing them that day. I want to once again thank everyone who's joining us on over in the chat, but. Reminder, we're here on YouTube now, and of course, we're going to engage with you. We're going to chat with you, but if you want to make sure your comment gets on the screen, drop a super chat. You might even direct the whole conversation that we take. We're, of course, here for some light-spirited pro wrestling talk. We've got a watch-along plan. We're going to watch the Scramble from LPW 9 featuring Jack Pride, TJ Cannon, T.Y. Jackson, and many more talented wrestlers from the LPW division. And yeah, Spencer was once again vouching for those messages that I had sent him. Guys, exciting week in pro wrestling, and I think the thing I am most excited about right now is Trinity making her Impact Wrestling debut. It was reported earlier the week, and it did indeed came to fruition. Made her debut last night, I believe, with Impact Wrestling. Her first in-ring debut, of course, against Kylan King. We've got to be excited. How do you feel about it, Blair?
I'm stoked. I mean, it's a huge get for Impact Wrestling. I mean, Trinity is, she's incredibly talented in the ring. She can work the mic. I mean, and she has star potential written on her. So, I won't even say potential. She has star written on her. So for Impact to be able to bring her in, add her to an already stacked women's division when you've got Masha, Jordan Grace, Deonna Purrazzo there already. And then, younger ones like Kylan King, who's done incredible the past little bit. The Impact's women's division is bar none one of the tops around. I would go to bat to say for that. Adding Trinity, another huge piece.
The fact that she pretty much said so almost word for word, a big factor in her decision was the strength of the women's division. It's absolutely astute, and I think it's very much a good call. She's going to be a great fit. Lawrence J. Cartier, how do you feel on this one?
Oh, I absolutely love this move. It's creatively, it's amazing for her. She has a whole bunch of venues opened her. She is guaranteed a lot of TV time now too. She is a massive asset to that locker room, and you can see intergender matches with her now. You can even sort of idea bubble and sort of dream thing. With Impact, she can also work indie dates, possibly, which is the even small possibility of that happening is we already saw her. She was already watching a GCW show the week before. She looks like she's scouting them out and really enjoying Bussy. But yeah, the possibility, the possibility of her possibly working indie dates and all the stuff she can do with Impact. I think it's such a smart move on her part and Impact's part. It for the last 2 years, Impact has just been getting more and more and more momentum as the quiet little brother to WWE and Impact.
The quiet little brother, I like that.
They're the middle child. They're the one that was whereas AEW is the youngest child. They're the middle child that sort of got forgot about when the new one showed up.
Yeah.
And is now sort of doing their own thing and just secretly awesome. It's more people should talk about they are doing a lot of cool stuff there, and it's unfair that gets drowned out a lot.
Yeah, I do admit I'm kind of guilty of that myself. I've been like admiring what Impact has been doing a bit from a distance. Dave pointing out that the division is deep. Bebe pointing out how the CM Punk's tour of Everywhere, and mentioning Jody Threat also being a great addition of the the Impact Wrestling roster. But Lawrence, you brought up a good point. There's some dream match scenarios, like considering that Trinity can take indie dates as well. So I'll ask you both, like, what's a dream match you have for in Impact, or what's like one of the first things you want to see her do in Impact Wrestling, and maybe a dream match, be it with Bushiroad, with Stardom, with independent wrestling. What do you want to see Trinity? Who do you want to see Trinity face off with? Lawrence, I'll start with you since you brought the point up.
Yeah, like there are two that jump out. One of them gets mentioned a lot with their upcoming match with their upcoming show with New Japan, like possibly seeing Mercedes Moné and her either tag team again one time or face off against one another. That's a big money match. Like an Impact, selfishly, I do want, like, actually want to, in hindsight, I want to see them tag. I would like to see Speedball and her tag and just have somebody in the middle and just taking both of those Spitfire kicks that they do just nonstop. It'd just be like amazing to see. And I'm very like both Speedball and her, like they have mutual admiration for one of those. I'm like happy they get to work together and are coworkers now. But yeah, like there's a whole thing coming up, which is like the possibilities here are almost endless with Impact.
I agree. Blair, what do you think? Who do you want to see Trinity face off with?
I mean, in Impact, one person definitely at the top of my list for matchup wise, I want to see her and Killer Kelly go at it because I'm a huge Killer Kelly fan. I think those two would do wonders in the ring. And to kind of piggyback off Lawrence, I mean, her and Mercedes, I'd love to see them team up in a Stardom match because you look at Stardom and they've easily become one of the top promotions in wrestling right now. And the fact that they're an all women's promotion, matches are stacked top to bottom. You could have some really fun tag matches with those two facing off, whether it's, AZM in there, Tam Nakano, Saria, Kyrie's over there too. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had. I gotta lean towards what Lauren said. Like, I love the idea of Mercedes and Trinity like having another go as a tag team because again they were really invested in their tag team, and as short as it was in the WWE, like they were committed. They were committed to making it work, which, as we all know, was a major reason why they ended up walking away from WWE. A name that Bebe threw out there earlier on that's kind of like grabbed my attention is I'd like to see Trinity face off with Jody Threat. These are two very opposite characters, and I'm a big fan of that contrast of characters and see how they mesh in a ring. And I think that would be one hell of a very, 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 very fun fight. Mm-hmm. Trinity in Impact Wrestling is an absolute win for all parties. Happy for everyone involved.
100%.
Yeah.
And like personally, I love seeing Mercedes and Tamina like constantly supporting their friend. Like the three of them, like Bailey too, like I've like not in person on Instagram and thing, just like always there for each other. It's like super cool to watch.
I'm not I'm suddenly thinking of, and I'm not trying to throw any wrestlers under the bus, so I won't actually use names. But I think of some people who were involved in the WWE and they were good friends, and then one of them left, and then he refers to how the other guy has left and is now trying to take food off of his table. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got people in the WWE like Bailey. It's like, yes, go Trinity, go Mercedes. This is great. Ben Ortman's just ate 120 milligrams of gummies, and I am here.
Also, Ben Ortman's returning to streaming today on his own thing. Just streamed earlier today.
Oh, great!
Watched some matches, yeah. Watched some matches. A lot of fun. Happy to see him back in our stream now.
Yeah. What time does Ben usually stream?
Not sure. This was like his first one back. I think he's just testing it out. You can say in the thing, but yeah, he's possibly debating streaming some GM mode later.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Love seeing Big Ben streaming again.
Spencer, I think we're all excited. I know Spencer is excited to see Ben streaming. And again, do check out Uproar as well from Crossbody Pro Wrestling, supported by helmed, I should say, by Ben Ortmans, taking place Wednesday nights as a lead-in for Dynamite. Great program, great independent wrestling that you can watch weekly. I think weekly. I think well, I know it's weekly. I'm not sure. Are they on like an off season or something right now, Lawrence?
I think Ben had to take a week off, so like they're going to be off for the next couple of weeks, I believe. And,
Fair enough. They'll be back soon, and they will be back swinging, and I cannot wait for that. JPJ supporting all the GM mode.
I will. That's been a Slack idea I have. I will message him later about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What else is going on in wrestling that we can be excited about? I know. I know CM Punk is really just making buzz wherever he goes. Now showing up at Impact Wrestling behind the scenes, of course, but
just fixing all those bridges.
Yeah, like I literally think somebody told him he was the mayor of Chicago, and he's and he's just glad handing everyone in like this clear political campaign. He's kissing babies,
shaking hands.
Opening malls. Phil for mayor.
Phil for mayor. Again, ultimately, like no one knows the man's motives but himself. But like at the very least, I think we can agree that it's like he's trying to get back into wrestling, and I can't imagine he's doing it for any other reason than he likes wrestling, which might be a shock to some people who hear that or might not be assuming that. But that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I think NWA needs to try to run a show in Chicago now, so Billy Corgan can just like cross his fingers and hope Phil shows up.
I'm hoping that that was planting the seeds of the Gathering returning to Impact. They've already got Mickey James there. Yeah. Raven's only doing MLW. Bring him back, and let's have some fun with this.
Speaking of NWA, Noob is excited about Natalia Markova going to take on Camille for the NWA women's title. Once again, I do want to remind everyone, if you want to get your comments right on stream, or at least confirm absolutely be on screen, please drop a super chat, and you might drive the whole direction of the show. You never know. Sorry, go ahead, Blair.
I wanted to point out one thing about CM Punk. I don't know if anyone noticed it. A few people pointed out on Twitter, but like he was at Raw, Dynamite. There was this very small CM Punk chant in the main event that got kiboshed with the boos almost immediately.
Oh no!
And then he shows up at the Impact taping. So I'm very interested, like just how he's going to be perceived right off the bat when he shows up to Dynamite.
I mean, you never know. It could be a very interesting showing. Bebe saying saw Club Venus in Stardom for the first time this morning. I can't say I'm familiar with them. He's asking if anyone's or I shouldn't assume. I actually don't know. Bebe. So yeah, they're asking if anyone else has seen Club Venus.
I haven't seen any of their matches, but I know of them. But it seems like they're doing some solid stuff over in Stardom. I mean, Stardom is very faction heavy as it is, so it's I mean, there's some potential there. It's just I haven't been able to sit down and really watch too much yet.
Fair. Ophelia dropped the comment earlier that the ticket didn't have a nameplate. I have fixed that, and he's back to fulfill the nameplate. Something else that's pretty exciting about wrestling this week, if we can toot our own horns here for a second, and that's talking about what's happening tonight here on YouTube. We're having a special edition of Quizplex because, as you know, one of the mainstays of LPW, God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze, is celebrating 20 years in the professional wrestling industry with an 8-hour wrestling match early next month, benefiting Stollery's Kids Hospital in Edmonton. Now, we are very fortunate that we're going to be able to support the Infinity Gauntlet charity fundraiser with the episode of Quizplex. And we have a very stacked lineup. Not only do we have Michael Richard Blaze and his former tag team partner, Brandon Van Danielson, we are welcoming TJ Wilson tonight on Quizplex, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on youtube.com/lovewrestlingca. We are absolutely stoked to be welcoming TJ to the show. It's going to be an absolute blast. One thing I will say, Spencer did a number of questions as well that spilled over from the last episode of Quizplex, but I spent some time authoring it, the rest of the questions, and man, I think I made it a little too hard, if I'm being honest. Like, I think I made a very challenging edition of Quizplex, which is going to put that legendary brain of TJ Wilson to the test. I'm excited.
TJ better studied up on some gravestones.
No! Come on.
Is there more Jimmy Yang content?
Yeah.
Jimmy Wang Yang content.
Stuff Jimmy Wang Yang hasn't done. We just dunk on Jimmy Wang Yang for no reason.
You know what? I actually have a clip of that handy from the episode of Quizplex, so we can jump to that in just a second. But one more thing I do want to say, I know I've been talking a lot about super chats during this broadcast, but super chats will actually be able to affect tonight's game with TJ Wilson, MRB, and BVD. If we are asking a question, you can throw your answer to the question on screen. We will put it on screen. Doesn't matter if it's correct or not. So you have the opportunity to assist or disrupt the players on this episode of Quizplex. So you can completely affect the outcome of the game. And one thing we will say is all super chats, every single dime will be going to Stollery's Kids Hospital as well. So please take the time. Please tune in at the very least, but take the time to consider throwing a couple bucks towards the super chat. Now, as mentioned, we kind of dunked on Jimmy Wang Yang. I didn't think so, but everyone else seems to think so. So let's take a look on what happened at the most recent edition of Quizplex with special guests Thaddeus Archer III, Misa Kate, and Maddie Rinkowski. In a career spanning 23 years with stops in the NWA, WCW, Ring of Honor, WWE, GCW, and many, many more, can you name a championship held by Jimmy Wang Yang?
Television championship.
I'm afraid that was not one of his titles.
No. Yeah.
I hear the scribbles.
WWE Tag Team?
WWE Tag Team. IC title. We worded this question particularly. We asked, can you name any championship that he held? Because the answer is no, you cannot. You cannot, because across 23 years, Jimmy Wang Yang has never held a championship.
Aww.
Well, that feels rude. That feels. I never didn't know the bus like that on me. I mean, I feel like if I wouldn't have answered, would I have gotten it right?
I kind of had that in mind. Yeah, I think if you said you can't answer that one, I would have definitely thrown some points your way.
See, I was just trying to give him some street cred.
Next question tonight. Jimmy Wang Yang's high school bully. What was his name? We have him on Quizplex.
We need to show more respect to one of the best members of the Flying Elvises. So, come on, guys.
I got a lot of appreciation for Jimmy Wang Yang. I think it's interesting that someone can spend 23 years in pro wrestling and not actually have a single championship. I think that's like remarkable in its own right.
Yeah, I was convinced he won the Cruiserweight title. Like, I can't believe no one guessed it. Like, I was sure I've seen him with it.
Well, right before WCW ended, like, they had introduced like the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships too, and I feel like he would have been guaranteed a reign with that one because I mean he was still with the Young Dragons if I'm not mistaken. That would have been like easy. The way they tossed those titles around would have been money.
You know, like Cruiserweight Tag Team division could have been like something remarkable. It just happened to be happening during the dying days of WCW where just nothing was working. Ophelia.
AJ Styles was there.
And Ben are killing me right now. Ben saying, fuck this question. Ophelia saying the bully's name was Zach. Spencer, yes, Jimmy Wang Yang is very much alive. And I believe he's got a daughter in the pro wrestling scene right now.
Jazzy Yang.
Jazzy Yang. Yeah, I think she was, last I saw, this was a while ago, mind you, I saw her on NWA Empower, which again will give you a sense of how long ago that was. She was teaming with, I want to say, Michael Hayes' daughter? Someone from the Freebirds, anyway.
Terry Gordy's daughter, Miranda.
Terry Gordy, of course. Thank you. Just totally botched that. Excuse me. Oh my. I'm gonna like frantically revisit all the questions for tonight to see if it can be interpreted as me bullying someone or just being cruel unnecessarily. But once again, want to invite everyone to join us tonight. We're raising money for a really great cause through MRB's Infinity Gauntlet, benefiting Stollery's Kids Hospital in Edmonton. Looking forward to helping out with that. And again, super chats, you can assist or disrupt the players by answering the questions, and we will throw them on screen.
Question 1. Billy Kidman, eat shit. Is that a question, Zach? Is this even questions anymore?
How do I even answer this?
Yeah. Yes. Correct. 500 points.
I just start ranting.
13K, yeah.
I just start ranting on all of TJ Wilson's colleagues. So it's like, and let me tell you about Norman Smiley while I'm here.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
I will fight Abyss. I will fight Abyss right now. I don't care.
send him here. Here is my address.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
But a black hole slam before the end of Quizplex.
New topics. Let's move on. Before I bury myself even further. Once again, want to thank everyone who's joining us on YouTube. Hope no one is over on Twitch waiting for the brunch gimmick to start. But yeah, what else we got going on this week? I know Dax kind of got himself in hot water by being Dax, and I mean that affectionately. I'm a big fan of the guy.
Yeah, I don't get why no one likes him. Like, or why not why no one likes him. Why like people get up in arms all the time. He's just like honestly not that controversial. I feel, and just like rides for his friends.
Yeah, like he's a very honest dude. Like he's very transparent about things, and I'll be honest. Like maybe being transparent about everything is not really a great choice to make with like a podcast while you're actively involved in a pro wrestling company. It's one thing to tell everybody. Sometimes it's better to tell the right people, and it seems like Dax, and again, this is somewhat admirable, doesn't really have that filter. Blair, I saw some faces as we were remarking on that.
Like with Dax, I think it's trying to blend too much storyline into like what he does with his with the podcast and stuff. Like the entire time that he was talking about, like, are we gonna go? Are we gonna go here? Are we gonna stay? And it's just like, I get what he's doing, but at sometimes it's just like, and honestly, the only person I want to hear talk about tequila that does online content is Lawrence. So,
yeah.
And I like Dax. Don't get me wrong. Like some of his singles matches have been incredible. His tag matches have been great, and he was willing to put Jared over. So I'm good with this.
give that young Jarrett boy a shot. Bebe pointed out that it's honesty is rare. People don't know how to react, and Spencer's all on board with the tequila comment. I don't know. I always liked learning a little bit more about tequila.
I did as well. I found it interesting.
Yeah.
The dude's a nerd for tequila.
Well, since Dax and Matt Kuhn are dropping the podcast, maybe we should reach out and see if we can get the Tequila of the Week branding and let Lawrence take the helm on that.
It's just Terramana tequila for 100 weeks in a row.
Now this sip of Terramana is in a different shot glass.
Why won't The Rock love me?
This week's Terramana tequila is in my Danhausen mug.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, how is that tequila?
I literally haven't tried it yet. I don't drink.
Blair,
I
sorry. Blair's in his Lex Luthor phase. Have you been bald the whole time?
Yeah, I always shave my head.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. I thought you had short hair, but now it occurs to me I've never seen you without your hat on. So
I always have a hat. I'm very self-conscious about the hair that I did have because it in my older age it's starting to thin a little bit. I could have a full head of hair, but it's noticeable. So I've shaved my head since I was 16.
Fair enough. Again, I'm sorry, no shade. I don't want to lean into the whole bully thing here that I allegedly am. So I just want to get away from that for a second.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And I always wear hats, except if I'm just chilling at home, then I'll be I'll go capless. But
I've been wearing this one. I found it a little store in Monkland Village in Montreal for 6 years, and I only realized recently when I was looking at an old picture of okay, I'm not pulling it down, but a meet and greet with Pete Dunne, how much this has faded over the years. This is a very old hat now. This used to be very, very blue.
I've got a big head, unfortunately, so trying to find hat sizes. If I want to snap back, I'm using the last two, and to me, I hate that. So I just buy Pro Fits or Flex Fits and just go all out.
We're on a really wonderful topic of hats here. So and we're all wearing Fantastic hat. So, Lawrence, it's your turn to weigh in. See, you're wearing a Royal Rumble. Is that a 1999 Royal Rumble hat?
Yeah, it's the Undertaker. I've got the poster behind me. The Undertaker, Bret Hart. It's when like the Undertaker had the mask on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like that hat.
I think I'm off with the year though. I think 1999 would be like Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Before. Austin won that one.
Yeah, I think that was the one with the Hellraiser, the Cenobite pins on his head. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think I'm ready to watch a little wrestling, guys. How about you?
Yeah, let's do it up.
Yeah. We're going to, so as you might know, if you tuned into LPW 14 this past week, not this past week, this is just Friday. Jeez, it's all go like this week, man. It's just been a little bit wild. You'll have to excuse me. This past Friday, we crowned the first ever LPW Scramble champion. Jack Pride picked up the win in a Scramble match. So we're revisiting an old Scramble match that took place at LPW 9. Mark among us, we've got Travis Williams, Jack Pride, son of Irish, T.Y. Jackson, and T.J. Cannon. This is a start of a lot of things going on in LPW, and I'm excited to revisit this. Once again, gentlemen, I'm going full screen on that, so I will lose volume control and comment control. So if you see any super chats, pardon me, please throw them on the screen. And let's enjoy this. You can still see the picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I have dropped resolution, so hopefully we'll be able to enjoy this. Drop that volume a little bit too. And I hope everyone noticed, particularly Spencer, that I did in fact like this video. Not taking that again. The fits.
I love the idea of a Scramble championship. So like when they announced it, I was very stoked on it. Like what an incredible idea.
It was a very clever move. Very clever move.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I almost dropped a cuss word there. I'm trying to be mindful now that we're on YouTube. But I think like once we're on Blown Off Stream back on Twitch and stuff like that, I'm going to be dropping bombs.
Yeah. Like I think the rule is like after like 10 minutes or something.
After 10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the rule. You're like, I think there's a time thing. You just can't like cuss immediately.
Okay. Maybe we should look into that.
Yeah, I was going to message you like a week ago about it.
Oh, you did, eh?
Oh, I was about to. I just forgot to. I'm like, I should mention like what the rules are for YouTube and cussing.
Man, we got a lot happening, a lot changing here on Love Wrestling. We'll speak to it more at the beginning of the month, but we've, gentlemen, we've got a lot to learn with new protocols and things like that very soon. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's the volume's a little that we can't really hear anything.
Okay, I can turn it up.
Yeah.
Is that better? You know what? I'm actually going to keep the volume down just during entrances so we don't get...
Oh, yeah. DNC.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because these are on our channel, but... And you know, just for the sake of it, because again, usually we aim for like a 15-minute watch along. Let's skip some of these entrances. I'll just jump along. We got T.Y. Jackson. Here is T.J. Cannon. And oh, this is badass. This was a Halloween show. Jack Pride rocking his Joker. Cool look. I think that's everyone. No, there's one more.
Jack is one of my favorites. He's fantastic. The character work, his in-ring work, just it's tops.
He's great. And of course, the current LPW Challenge champion, son of Irish, who had a fantastic match against Mo Jabari this past Friday.
Bebe with a great comment. Denise Salcedo cusses a lot, and I imagine she's making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the hardest workers in this
Yeah.
sphere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me adjust the volume. Oh. Can you hear it?
I cannot hear anything.
No.
You know what? I think that's my fault. I think I didn't hit the share audio tab. So give me one moment. I'm just going to remove that and bring it back in 1 second. Yeah, no one could.
While you're doing that, can I just mention how incredible the poster for the next LPW event is?
Thank you. LPW.
Powerbomb, incredible. Love it.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm trying to multitask here. I'll get that in a second. Window. Oh, there we go. Because I didn't have I didn't think so. There we go. I'll show that poster after we do this watch along. But here we go. I think I fixed it now. How's that, guys?
Better.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fitz making sure everyone is in league and ready to start the match.
Oh, wait. We have Jack. Jack's wrestling tonight. Been a while since we've seen that.
That character work that Blair was referring to.
The crowd loves Jack.
Oh, wait. Ophelia and JPJ, y'all can't hear the sound, can you?
Oh no, that was before.
That was before.
Yeah.
That was before?
Yeah. That account's been up for a while.
I'm seeing new comments is all.
That wasn't Jack. Or was it? What's happening? I have a feeling. I'm out of 2 lines, maybe 1 line. Well, I think there's a little bit of unfinished business between.
Bizarre. I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Oh, wait. Oh, you can hear it. Okay. Forget it. Apologies. Still working out things. You know, force of habit, I was like browsing YouTube looking for matches, not necessarily from LPW that we could watch, but I caught myself. Again, Twitch is a little more fast and loose about like DMCAs and whatnot, and so long as it's on YouTube, shared freely by a wrestling promotion, I never mind sharing it on the Brunch Gimmick, but here on YouTube, got to be a little more careful. In the coming weeks, we will reach out to promotions. We will ask if it's cool if we share their content on our stream because we love celebrating independent wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Ben's still in the chat, but I imagine we're still cool if we still share CBPW content. If not, of course, we will respect that.
What's on his elbow there? It looks quite heavy. It's weighted. See why Jack's inadvertently took out Son of Irish, and I believe that partnership may have come to a premature end. Nonetheless, keep an eye on T.Y.
All right, this predates T.Y. Jackson joining the Rads. Oh!
Suicide dog through the ropes.
Big dive by T.Y.
Target, and that leaves Son of Irish as the lower man in the ring, but I have a feeling not for long. He gets cut off with the step-up Inzaguri by Travis Williams.
Nice Inzaguri.
Beautiful deadlift.
Travis is so damn good.
Right?
He was
just like so crisp.
Yeah, he was in Winnipeg earlier this month. I know he was out on the East Coast, I think with Beyond or Limitless out there, wrestling a few matches. And it's great to see him being able to. He wrestled C4 this past weekend out in Ottawa. So it's nice to see him getting more opportunities.
Beautiful.
The Golden Boy through the ropes, taking out 2 men.
The Golden Boy. You know, oh man, I still have not gone to a C4 show, and I'm kicking myself about it.
Yeah, no, it's the downside of not driving and not having a car.
Yeah, I hear that, my friend.
How far is Ottawa from you?
Like an hour, half and a half-ish. Like at most.
It's not so bad. It's just
that's not far.
Mm-hmm.
Voltaren, The joy of movement.
Darn these monetized channels.
You know what he's going to do.
I've only been to Ottawa once, and a family friend took us on like a little tour and showed us like Gatineau and everything because it's not that far, I guess. It's like right across the river. So I was curious as to the locations of everything.
Yeah, like most people who live in Ottawa, they actually live in Gatineau.
Okay.
Oh, goddamn!
Although both are like stupid expensive to live in.
That shooting star press that Irish does to the outside, there is not a lot of real estate between the ring and the audience.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it. There's the cover.
And I say that as an admiration for how precise he is.
To get the shoulder up. Here we go.
The JPJ loves himself some son of Irish.
And another kick out from TJ Cannon.
Second generation wrestler, TJ Cannon.
TJ Cannon may be realizing that this match might not be all it's cracked up to be.
Who's his parent?
His dad was TJ Bratt here in Winnipeg.
Okay, very cool.
On the menu here at the Rec Room as
He's got it in his blood.
T.Y. Jackson and Jack Pride battling it out on the floor. Paintbrush in the face, TJ Cannon. Dropping Son of Irish like a bag of dirt.
Baby, this is the Rec Room, so it's kind of like a multi-purpose space. They've got like a restaurant and an arcade out front, and this is like their venue. You know, live music, live wrestling.
Here comes T.Y. Jackson in the ring, using Son of Irish as a springboard.
I don't know where you're commenting from, Bebe, but perhaps I think well, either way, in Canada it's a small chain, the Rec Room, and this is of course the South Edmonton branch of it.
Inside the ring, charging the ropes. Ooh, right into that lung blower. Good on TJ Cannon.
We are in the Rec Room until the very end of the year, last Friday of every month, except perhaps December.
Cannon able to put the brakes off, got shoved into the corner. TJ Cannon is a much bigger boy.
Jeez, Travis Williams is good.
Opposite corner,
I know we've already given him his flowers, but again, a move like that enziguri was so crisp.
And Jack Pride coming in there, saving the bacon, and TJ Cannon dispatching him to the floor.
Like, you look at these five wrestlers and just how talented each of them are and their strengths in all different aspects. I mean, it's great to see everyone being put in a match like this with a chance to shine and do something different.
Yeah.
In this match. Big knees. Almost wiped the face off the side of the head. Nobody home for the cannonball in the corner.
It was pretty cool last month. Lawrence, I know you were in attendance for the Toronto GCW show.
Yeah.
Michael Richard Blaze showing up in that scramble match.
Yeah, I definitely.
From Arkansas.
I don't know whether to cheer for Travis Williams or not, but
I definitely popped huge when I saw MRB.
Sorry?
I definitely popped huge when MRB came out. I was really excited.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I forgot to mention, Bebe, I'm glad you're here. We were going to do Jackbox last night. I know you've been keen on joining us for more Jackbox games in the future. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stream last night. Mostly my fault. Entirely my fault, I should say. I'm not trying to pass any part of that buck. But we will be back soon with more Jackbox, and I hope you'll join in, and I hope you'll participate in the games, because it was fun playing with you.
That hard punch might spell the end of Travis Williams in this matchup. Nonetheless, well, and still, he's using the hard punch and hitting with that elbow. But what does he have? Like, that thing looks weighted. Look at that.
A good old heart punch.
That isn't a medical device. That isn't an elbow pad. There's something in there. That rolling neck breaker. It's like armor. Like TJ Cannon back in the ring. These two pushing each other. They're arguing over who gets the pinfall. Meanwhile, Son of Irish with the springboard dropkick. Double dropkick. Clothesline on T.Y. Jackson.
Hab guy's got it. When in doubt, blame me.
Irish had a couple of seconds there to catch his wind, and now here it is. Blue Thunder bomb. Pin broken up. Very smart work. Yeah.
I don't know if you're on social media, baby. I don't even know if I follow you if you follow me, but I'm usually like keeping things up to date on whether we're doing blowing off stream Saturday nights on either Twitter or Instagram. Twitter smartmouth, Instagram smart.mouth.
Travis Williams back in after that hard punch.
Flying DDT.
Jack Pride in now. Ever the opportunist saw his
nice.
Fisherman Buster.
Fisherman's Buster.
Oh, pair of super kicks.
Super kicks right to the face. Bounce off the middle rope by Pride.
You might have guessed by Jack being out there as the Joker. This was part of the Halloween show. We had a couple fun costumes. I know Stuart Garvey was doing like Malachi Black thing with makeup as a referee. We had Bronwyn Billington bringing out the Bulldogs on this card. She came out, I believe, as Cruella DeVille.
SOI and TY battling on that top rope. Jack Pride sneaking in.
Jack Pride's awoken.
Son of Irish removed.
Sorry, guys, my cat is shedding, and it's
able to sidestep up on the shoulders. Plants in the middle of the ring. Jack Pride kicking out. I thought that might have been that big victory. Meanwhile, TY getting his footing underneath him up on that top rope.
Pride and Irish also had a singles match in LPW, and it was one of the most damnedest finishes I've ever seen in a wrestling match. Oh! Oh, right, and they do a callback to that match.
Should have called this the Fright match.
Scaring the hell out of me.
Back then,
All 5 of these men
Pride reversed a shooting star with a code breaker of all things. It was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So here's a callback. Oh, no, it's not. It's not a callback at all.
TJ Cannon pulling the referee out.
That should have been his first one. That could have been.
It's completely wrong.
I mean, that was beneficial for Jack Pride just as much as it was for TJ Cannon. And these two are going to have a not friendly discussion up on that stage area. That misfire, and he hit it right on the stage.
Oh yeah, and
Misfire on the stage.
I was spinning in his head.
Just going to say those eyes look glassy as hell. And now face to face inside the ring.
Pride begging off here. What gives him?
Oh, first signs of it.
What?
Giving him the thumbs up.
Oh, he gave him the 7.
Curb stomp from Jack Pride.
What?
And so it begins.
TJ Cannon basically sacrificing himself.
Where's TJ Cannon?
Once again, avoiding DMCAs. But yeah, the start of the 7. Of course, TJ Cannon would go on to align himself with Jack Pride. Pardon me, as would Mars the Specialist and Thaddeus Archer the Third.
Oh, Thad Juice. I know him.
Thad Juice. And your winner, Jack Pride. Oh yeah, and this one led to a bit of a budding friendship between Irish and Travis. And there they go.
No wonder TY joined the Rads. Nobody was helping him up.
You know, I think there's some lore to that.
Yeah, he probably thought to himself, I should become the worst right now. Truly align myself with trash.
You'll never let him live it down, will ya?
Nope. Not till they apologize to JPJ and Pluggo.
You're a loyal friend, sir. Once again, I want to encourage everyone to subscribe to this very channel so you can enjoy Love Pro Wrestling content alongside the very stream that you're seeing now, as well as Quizplex, as well as Between Two Beards, Monday Night Shaw, all that good stuff. And, of course, hang around our Twitch channel for live reaction streams, blowing off stream as well, and lots of things. And now TY is, in fact, the poster boy for LPW 15, and Blair alluded to that earlier. LPW 15, a vulgar display of Powerbomb, presented at the Rec Room on May 26th. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. And of course, as always, streaming live on twitch.tv/lovewrestlingca. It's always great to return to the Rec Room at the last Friday of every month. And now that we're looking at the poster, we know it's TY taking the punch. Who do you think is throwing the fist?
Karma.
Not Karma. Larry, got any guess?
I'll say Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Bingo. Well done. That was indeed Michael Allen Richard Clark. He was, if I'm not mistaken, and Spencer can speak to this, he was vouching for a Pantera version, a Pantera themed LPW show for some time. So we're glad we were finally able to do that. I know he's excited for it, and a few other people are pretty excited for it too. Oh boy, good times ahead.
I had a friend who was at the last LPW show who was friends with Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, she was like the first time there.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they? Do you just know them from out west, or did they come from Montreal?
They're like the cousin of one of my friends. Yeah, and she lives out in Saskatchewan.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Okay. It's Pluggo's fist. That's another possibility. Again, like Judge Ben Omen has been calling out Pluggo to come out to Edmonton for LPW 15. Who knows? That could be an exciting turn of events if Love Pro Wrestling and Love Wrestling content collide for the first time ever. Who knows?
We need a Photoshop now of it being Pluggo's fist.
Let's just be clear. If he puts one finger on Pluggo, I will show him the true meaning of street justice.
That's what the J stands for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Justice. Lawrence Justice Cartier. I'm only half joking. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
It does.
Well, friends, I also want to remind once again that this is not the only time that we will be streaming here on YouTube today. Join us tonight, 8 o'clock, as we do a Quizplex special edition as we help Michael Richard Blaze raise a little money for the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation out in Edmonton. We've got Quizplex with MRB, BVD, and TJ Wilson. And once again, I remind you, if you are dropping super chats, that all that money will go directly to Stollery's, and you could affect the game. You could affect the winner. You could affect who's picking up the L. So either way, join us. We're going to have a great time, and we are putting these brains to test in pro wrestling trivia. What else do we have going on this week? We've got lots, actually. As mentioned, we've got Quizplex happening tonight. Monday, the return of Monday Night Shaw, as we welcome Isaac Takeover. That'll be Canadian Goose. On Wednesday, Firmly AEW is one of our Twitch programs with JPJ. Big Money Drew will be reacting to AEW Dynamite, and they've got a big cage match to react to with Kenny Omega and John Moxley. It's going to be a barn burner. Thursday, Between Two Beards, episode 101, as they just celebrated 100 episodes this past Thursday. Once again, continued congratulations to JPJ and Pluggo. Friday, we've got a new episode of Punk and Pile Drivers. Saturday, Blowing Off Stream. Baby, I'm aiming for a new Blowing Off stream this Saturday. Hope you'll join us, and we will indeed be doing Jackbox. Should we be streaming? And yeah, should we be streaming? I'm putting it on the graphic. We should be streaming at that time. You can expect LPW 15, a vulgar display of Powerbomb news, coming at you this week. If you watch the event, we know one match that's going to happen. There's going to be more matches announced coming down the pipeline. Gentlemen, oh man, I don't even have to look up a raid now. I don't have to raid anyone. Something has been taken off my hands. I like that. What do you got going on this week in your projects, Blair?
Just dropped an episode with Derek Shaw, who's wrestling out in Pacific Northwest, trained at Fale Dojo. This upcoming week is going to be the Michael Richard Blaze episode. So get ready for that one. That one I'm very hyped on. And then I've just got a couple different interviews planned during the week to start setting up the month of May, because I'm trying to be more proactive and plan things ahead instead of who am I going to talk to this week. So.
Right, get it done ahead.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a queue and have a little backlog than produce week to week. Ben, dude, this is one of the toughest Quizplex series of questions we've ever authored, man. It's going to be tough for all players. Lawrence.
I think you should give there should at least be a couple Total Divas questions in there. at least for MRB to see what he truly knows about TJ.
That would be. I feel like that would be me being an asshole for completely different reasons.
Oh no, TJ comes out great in that show. Out of like husbands in that show, he's probably like S tier husbands.
Oh yeah,
our love interests like throughout the series.
But what if I ask a question from Total Divas about Natty that he should know, and that just like spirals us to me like just making people see? You've got me all self-conscious. I'm worried about like how my actions are going to be interpreted on Quizplex now.
Somehow you're like every time you ask a question.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... Who won the 1999 Royal Rumble? Lawrence, where can we follow you?
At KartZNDG on Instagram and Twitter, and you can see me here every weekend.
Marvelous. Blair?
Up on Twitter at GrainmakerPod. Same with Instagram and Facebook. And I'm also doing stuff on here too. So watch for us.
Absolutely. You can, of course, catch me tonight on Quizplex with TJ Wilson, Michael Richard Blaze, and Brandon Van Danielson. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us live. And if you're catching the replay, I thank you for catching that too. Very exciting times here on Love Wrestling, and I'm so glad that everyone here is being a part of it. You can follow me on Twitter, SmarkMouth, on Instagram, Smark.mouth, and be sure to follow at Love Wrestling CA on all social media platforms. We haven't yet gotten our Blue Sky invitation code, so if someone can hook us up with that, you will be a hero of the week, and we'll shout you out as much as you please. We'll sing your praises all the same. Thank you so much for joining us on the Brunch Gimmick. Same time next week.
Yep.
Come on, video. I did the whole thing.